Country music sure isn't what it used to be, but it's hard to imagine that even back in the 80s, people were saying the same thing. I'm talking about guys that never sold out, guys who remembered the days of real country music and wanted to keep it alive. You know, like George Jones, Merle Haggard, and yes, Randy Travis. But at his best, he was one of the most talented country musicians of his age. Just a poor kid from rural North Carolina who fought for decades for a chance in the music biz. And Randy Travis has made some of the most soothing, heartwarming music that this planet has ever seen.
Would you say I told you so?
But while you might expect Randy's life to have been laid back, it's anything but. In fact, Randy has one of the most tragic, twisted stories of anybody I have heard in country music. Did Randy Travis really have a naked, threatening encounter with the police? Why did he suddenly quit music? Is he really still in a coma? Today, we delve into the most shocking and emotional incidents in the storied life of a classic crooner. Before we begin, please hit that thumbs up icon to show support, and subscribe to the channel for more country content like this. Are you ready? Well, let's go find out.
What happened?
Why did Randy Travis quit music? Randy Travis is an old school kind of guy. Even as the country world evolved to the glitzier, shinier stars, Randy was always fiercely committed to keeping the old flame of real country music alive.
If I didn't have you, I know I'd be floundering around like a ship at sea.
And continued performing for over 3 decades. So what could have happened to strike down such a seasoned performer? Well, it was the late 80s, and Randy Travis was at the top of the world. But as anyone in the music industry who isn't Billy Joel can attest, nothing lasts forever. And by the mid-90s, Randy's career was in decline. While his ensuing pivot to gospel music earned him the admiration and support of a new flock of fans, Randy's overall name recognition continued to sink. Of course, his die-hard fans continued following his career into gospel and film too. But the fair weather fans lost track of what Randy was doing, which actually might be for the best, because things weren't exactly going his way. In 2010, he went through a brutal divorce, and in 2012, he was sent to jail for a series of troubling nude escapades. We'll get to those in one sec. You might think this would be hard rock bottom of the heart for the guy, but things got worse. In 2013, Randy was admitted to the hospital with an upper respiratory infection. Okay, sounds bad, but not the end of the world, right? Well, the infection spread, and Randy was soon upgraded to critical condition. Within 3 days, Randy had suffered a massive stroke. Brain surgery was necessary just to save his life. And even if it worked, there was still a very real chance that he'd be in a coma for the rest of his life. Doctors gave him a 1% chance of survival. People feared the worst, a tragic end for the singer whose life had so frequently oscillated between euphoria and despair. At least he was in peace, people said. He just needed to hang in there. Why was Randy Travis arrested? Randy has made some of the tenderest music in country history. So many of his songs send a heartfelt message that everything is going to be okay. But Randy went through something that certainly did not reflect that sense of peace. Was he really charged with a DUI? How did his life get to that point? Well, in 2012, it was a very difficult year for Randy. So maybe you can cut him some slack, but you'll have to be the judge. Here's what went down. It was just before midnight when police got a call that a naked guy crashed his car. When they descended upon the scene, they saw that naked guy was a country music legend, Randy Travis. And Randy did not help his case when he took off running. They arrested him and put him in the back of a cop car, at which point Randy apparently threatened the officers, saying he had mob connections. What a mess.
You're a dead man in under 10 minutes. Know the head of a mafioso family.
The story slowly began to become clear. Randy had begun the night with a naked, drunken rampage around town. Fortunately for him, his punishment was exceedingly reasonable. 2 years of probation and alcohol treatment. But unfortunately, this was just the beginning of Randy's woes. Is Randy Travis still in a coma? Although Randy didn't publicly embrace Christianity until the latter phase of his career, he claims to have been a Christian for a long time. And in 2013, he was certainly hoping for divine intervention when he was in that coma after the stroke. Or if he wasn't, his girlfriend certainly was. Randy Travis met Mary in an awkward situation. She had been the wife of his dentist. Randy too was married at that time, and while their relationship was certainly passionate, it didn't seem like there was a solid foundation to build a life together. Randy's naked hijinks in 2012 further strained their relationship, but then the unthinkable happened and Randy suffered that stroke. Mary was now left with almost nothing except hope. The doctors even gave her the opportunity to pull the plug on him, to save money and potential suffering. And thank God she said no, because something miraculous happened. Randy began to pull through. He survived his brain surgery, and within a few days, he was awake, alert, and expected to pull through. But as amazing as this was, it wasn't all sunshine and roses. It was expected that Randy would not be able to walk, talk, or play guitar ever again. He would have to live a simple, deprived life with a person he kind of only barely knew, especially compared to his ex-wife with whom he had spent decades. But Randy learned his lesson through his near-death experience. He knew he would not have many more chances, if any, to turn his life around. So he went to physical therapy and completed the grueling exercises. And he even married Mary. And despite doing everything he was supposed to do, the results were paltry. He was forced to walk with a cane for over a year. And he had 3 extensive years of rehab and therapy, where he actually learned to sing again. At first very quietly, at home, only to his wife. But when the time came, he was able to perform again in public. And when Randy Travis was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, he was able to be there and even performed a heart-wrenching rendition of Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet.
What is Randy Travis up to now? The nation rejoiced when Randy recovered from his coma, kicking some major health scares, continuing to marry his true love of his life, and reclaiming his first flame, music. So what has he done with this new lease on life? Many fans assumed they'd never hear new Randy Travis music ever again. And honestly, that wasn't a stretch. Even after his recovery, it seemed likely that he was done for good. So we were all pretty shocked in 2020 when Randy put out a new track called Fool's Love Affair.
Our once a week fool's love affair.
The song was a massive success. It gained millions of streams online. And Randy has been communicating with fans in new ways. The guy is surprisingly active on, get this, TikTok,
Mister, don't you know you're gonna lose her if you're always working?
where he enjoys to post duets, singing classic country tunes with other folks. And the most surprising fact is not surprising at all, that Randy has over 2.4 million followers on his platform. Yeah, people love some Randy Travis. Besides that, the guy has to take it pretty easy. In 2021, he was named Artist of a Lifetime by CMT, a fitting honor for a country great who has been through so much.
Just listen to how this song ends.
Alright, enough of me, now it's your turn. What is your favorite Randy Travis album or his best song? Are you a fan of his gospel turn, or is it strictly country for you? Get in the comments and tell me why you love Randy Travis. Before you head out, please smash that thumbs up icon to show support. Subscribe to our channel and come back often so we can keep telling you
For